Congratulations, class of 2020.
8th grade, class of 2020. Congratulations.
Hello, class of 2020, Westchester Lutheran. Congratulations.
Hello, Westchester Lutheran 8th graders.
Congratulations.
Great job. Congratulations.
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 Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations, Wolfpack.
Westchester Lutheran class of 2020. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hey guys, congratulations.
Hello, my most amazing artists. Congratulations. So
Well, we're all excited about everybody graduating. They've worked hard, and we're glad for them to get their reward.
You guys have endured and weathered the storm, and you finally managed to make it to this point in spite of the pandemic. And congratulations to all you parents and your hard work.
Congratulations to the 8th grade class. Go off and do what you want to do.
Congratulations to Westchester Lutheran's 8th grade class of 2020.
We are so proud of all of you.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. We're proud of you guys.
We're expecting great things and look forward to all the great accomplishments of your class.
Hello, we're Lily's parents, and we're wishing all of you guys great achievements and a lot of luck and a lot of success.
We know you all will do great in high school.
We know that you all are going to do great.
Way to go, you guys. This is the end of so many years at Westchester Lutheran, and we're so excited for the next part of your journey.
Well, we're looking forward to keeping in touch with you guys as you grow and move on to high school and beyond.
It's been such a joy to watch you all grow. I've known most of you since you were in kindergarten. I am so excited for all of the great high schools that you've gotten into, and I can't wait to hear stories about your successes. And I wish you nothing but the best.
Hi, congratulations to you all. I can't believe you guys are graduating already and heading to high school. And I've known most of you since kindergarten, and I have to tell you, each of you is amazing with a great talent and potentials. I wish you the best in your high school and in your future.
And I wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
Hi guys, I just want to congratulate the class of 2020 on all your efforts and hard work over the years. You're an amazing group of kids, and I wish you all the very best as you head off on your next journey to high school. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduating class of 2020, the graduating class of 2016,
and the graduating class of 2018,
and the graduating class of 2019,
and the future class of 2025.
Hi, we're here to just offer congratulations to the 8th graders at Westchester Lutheran.
It's going to be an exciting adventure for all of you. We've known a good many of you guys since you were in junior K and kindergarten, so excited for this next journey.
Ray and I would like to congratulate all of 8th grade for successfully completing a very challenging academic online environment. You were the first to transition to online learning, succeed, and be admitted to your high school of choice. They are truly lucky to receive this 8th grade graduating class. You are the special in the special.
You guys will do well, and Godspeed.
So much to say about you guys, man. You were my first 6th grade class, and what I remember most about you was it seemed like no matter what I said, you guys would always laugh and make me feel like the coolest teacher that ever lived. No matter what was thrown at you, you guys took it, you shrugged, and you said, that's just what it is, and we're gonna do what we gotta do. And that is such an admirable trait, and it's something that I'm gonna take with me for the rest of my life. And when we have those dark times, I'm always gonna think back to how you guys inspired me and continue to inspire me.
It's been an adventurous, wonderful, challenging, eye-opening 3 years. I'm really gonna miss you guys. We've been through a lot together. You all have always shown your grace, your kindness, your consideration. You are just amazing, amazing young people.
I'm so grateful to have been a part of your years at Westchester Lutheran. When the year started, no one could have imagined that it would end this way. But because of the current situation, things are even more memorable.
You are graduating. That is huge, and I am so proud of you. I am so inspired by you, and I had so much fun working with you.
I'm just here to tell you that I really enjoyed all the outdoor educations we've been on. I look forward to having you come back and see me. Congratulations.
I'm just so grateful that you were in my life, and you were a true gift. And I just wish you all the best in all of your endeavors. Remember, every day is a blank canvas, so paint yours brightly, intentionally, and passionately. Love you guys.
I hope when you look back at your days at WLS, you'll remember the amazing friendships you've made, as well as all the laughs, usually at my expense, that we had in class.
I have to tell you guys something. Some of my favorite memories of my entire time at this school have been with your class. Now, as you know, last year I used to tell you, please don't act like 8th graders. But right now, I want to say I hope you never stop acting like 8th graders. I hope you never lose your sense of humor, your sense of gratitude, or your sense of what is right and what is wrong. This class has really impressed me with the way you stand up for things and the way you use your voice. And I'm so excited to see how each and every one of you make an impact on the world the way you've made an impact on me.
I am so proud of you and all of your accomplishments. Reach for the stars. You guys can do it. You can achieve anything that you want, okay? Put your mind to it, put effort towards it, and a positive attitude, and the world is your oyster.
You did it, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You did it, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, you guys are graduating. That is so exciting, and I am so proud of you and so honored that I got the opportunity to be your 8th grade Bible study teacher. And so I want to leave you with just a little bit of advice, and make sure that if you haven't heard me say it enough times in Bible study, my big message for you is you be you. God created you into a unique, special, and amazing person, and He made you you. So go out there, shine, be you, do it with all your might, be confident in everything that He gave you, and go do high school, college, and beyond. So, Miss Amora, signing out.
Congratulations, Westchester Lutheran 8th grade graduates for 2020. We're so happy to have been with you in this part of your faith and life journey. And I'm sad to say the world that you go out into after this is going to be very different from what you knew before. But that's going to be okay, because God is with us. I want to share a verse from Scripture with you from Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. For surely I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans for your welfare and not for harm, to give you a future with hope. A future with hope. Don't hold on to false expectations of what was in the past. Hold on to the promises of God, and He will be with you and give you His peace. Trust Him every day. Look with thanksgiving and praise to see what God will do next. It will be amazing. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey.
So congratulations. I'm proud of all of you. Know that if you ever need me, I'm right here in the chamber.
We're so excited for each and every one of you. Congratulations again.
Felicitaciones. I'm really proud of you.
Good luck.
Good luck. Congratulations.
Congratulations and good luck.
This is it. This is your year.
We wish you much faith, hope, love, and friendship in the years to come.
Adios.
We hope you have a wonderful time in high school.
For the last time, hugs and...
Here's to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, graduates.
Go Wolfpack! Go Wolfpack!
Yeah! Go Wolfpack!
Congratulations. Please come back and visit. Love you all.
Love you guys.
Peace, guys.
You have no idea how high I can fly.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Lim and I'm proud to be one of your co-valedictorians for the class of 2020. I've always wanted to give a speech at graduation, so I was actually pretty excited about writing it, even if it was going to be virtual. But then I realized I had a book report, creative writing essay, slideshow, and write-up to finish. So thank you, Ms. Amora and Mr. Fleming. I would like to start off my speech with a round of thank yous. Thank you first and foremost to my family, who deals with all my weird habits and insanity that has definitely been amplified over the past few months in quarantine. You guys have all supported me and I will be eternally grateful for that. Thank you to all the teachers and faculty at WLS. You have taught us so much about life and have been there to guide us for so long. You have taught us how to think critically, be empathetic, and develop our own opinions. Thank you to all the parents who have spent so much time and effort into making our time at WLS a success. And lastly, and almost most importantly, thank you to all my classmates. You have inspired me so much and made these awkward middle school years bearable. You guys are literally junior Olympic gold medalists, national tennis champions, stockbrokers, and teenagers that have purposely read Anna Karenina. You were all smart, resourceful, kind, funny, and talented, and I couldn't have asked for a better class to graduate with. In the words of Alyssa, we definitely are the best class. In 6th grade, we were nobodies. We had bright hopes and visions of what middle school was supposed to be like. Dabbing was unfortunately still a thing. Jake Paul was still relevant, and Fortnite was all the rage. It truly was a different world. Now we are 8th graders. And maybe we are still nobodies, but the world around us most definitely has changed. I doubt 2 years ago we could have imagined a global pandemic or all the protests that are happening right now. Even though it feels like life at WLS has passed in a split second, we have grown and changed more than we could have ever imagined. Let's start back at the beginning. Well, I mean the beginning for me at least, kindergarten. This year was filled with treacherous incidents and tragic love stories. Kyle decided that a wall socket would be an excellent place for a paperclip. Spoiler, it really was not. A person who has forbidden me from mentioning their name, my co-valedictorian, had a tumultuous love affair with my best friend at the time, Maya Goldberg, and I believe they got engaged at the end of it. I'm still angry that I never received an invite to the wedding, and that anger has manifested itself as a lifelong rivalry with the parties involved. It was a year of intrigue and mystery, of tears and sorrow, but somehow our 6-year-old selves managed to escape mostly unharmed. We learned so much that year, from the ABCs to how electricity is dangerous and how young relationships usually don't last. We actually learned a lot that applies to the real world. Fast forward to this year, 2020. We truly have learned a great deal of things. We learned that Oliver Twist is overrated, that John Green truly is a godsend, and that a couch can actually fit a surprising amount of Algebra 1 students. We learned that sometimes a car ride with friends can be just as important as the actual trip. We learned to enjoy the journey as much as the ending, because sometimes all the trials and tribulations are more memorable than the actual reward. In our many years at Westchester Lutheran, we have faced many obstacles. Some were pretty silly, like our mission to save a tree from cancer, or a war for the 5th grade computers. But some have taught us how to be persevering, unwavering, and to trust our friends and classmates. Because ultimately, underneath all the petty drama and arguments, everyone has one another's back. And that truly was the most important lesson of all. Personally, one of my favorite memories from 8th grade was March 6th, 2020. It was a day brimming with anticipation and anxiety. This day would tell us whether our hard work as students had paid off, or whether we would be rejected from our dream high schools. Despite the fact that most high school decisions came out at 5 p.m., I still constantly checked my phone, with permission of course, desperately waiting for the decisions to arrive. At lunchtime, a group of us huddled in the Bible studies classroom, desperately waiting for updates. By the end of the school day, Pacifica, Bishop's, and St. Monica's decisions had come out. NDHS's came out barely after school had ended. So far, everyone had gotten into the high school of their choice. At home, the dreaded countdown began. Vistamar, NDA, Harvard Westlake, Crossroads, Marymount, Windward, and more had all released their decisions at 5 p.m. sharp. At 5:05, or perhaps it was before that, I don't really remember, the group chat exploded. I've honestly never seen that many texts in my life, which tells you something about my social life, and everyone was so supportive. Every 8th grader managed to get into the high school of their choice and more. It was truly special to share that moment with you guys, so thank you. All of these moments that we have had throughout our years have made us into who we are. All of the failures, the victories, the fights, and the forgiveness have made you guys into a class with intelligence, kindness, empathy, and personality. Definitely personality. We will continue to grow and change in high school, but I'll say you're off to a pretty good start. And now I'm required to give you guys some advice. So here it is. Do not be afraid of failure. And more importantly, do not let failure define you. We will all fail in life, and we will all definitely fail in high school. But what we do with that failure, how we let it fuel us and teach us, is what defines us. So hold on to those moments with your friends. Let those moments of support and joy and happiness define you. Because one day we will look back on all our failures and all our triumphs. And we get to decide what we define ourselves as. Will we get hung up on all the failures? Or will we remember the good times, the journeys, the van rides with friends, and the trips to In-N-Out? You decide. I got this quote off of Goodreads, but I think it applies pretty well to the situation. In the words of Ursula K. Le Guin, it is good to have an end to journey towards, but it is the journey that matters in the end. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and graduates. For those of you who do not know me, I am KABEER NAYYAR, one of the co-valedictorians of Westchester Lutheran's class of 2020. Now, when Miss Angestoff asked me to write a speech for graduation, I hit a roadblock. For years, I thought about giving a speech. I'd run up on stage, crack a few jokes, the audience would go bananas, and then I'd dance off stage. But then I realized that's not going to work in real life. So I pondered about getting a ghostwriter or copying someone else's speech, but that would be an injustice to all the people who helped me throughout the years and kept their faith in me. So after countless hours of looking up speeches, themes, and quotes, I came up with this speech, a blend of fond memories, personal anecdotes, and life lessons. So let's get this speech started. I want to start by thanking the people who are instrumental in the class of 2020's education. Thank you, parents and family, for celebrating our highs and comforting us in our lows. It's been a crazy few years with parties, cram sessions, and last-minute essay writings. From starting kindergarten, we are now on our way to become high school freshmen. It's been a bumpy ride that you've seen all the way through. I want the graduates to take a moment and hug their families and thank them. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, next up are the teachers and faculty. Thank you for being the backbone of our school and making our experiences here so special. You've taught my class so many new concepts while keeping us hungry for more. You've dealt with our shenanigans and tomfoolery, which is quite the Herculean feat. Miss Krug taught us algebra and quadratics. Miss Packman taught us about the history of the world. And Mr. Fleming and Mr. James went beyond the books and gave us so much advice for life. If I compiled all their advice, I could make a 4-part essay titled Freshness and Tangents. But I'll let them do it if they want to. Now that I'm in the waning part of my career at WLS, I've looked back on all the fond memories and great activities I experienced here. All these memories have one thing in common. I feel like this Napoleon Bonaparte quote sums up pretty well. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly. For instance, I had no idea I would do so well in the classroom that I could eventually become a co-valedictorian. When I was little, I struggled learning basic skills like talking and reading. But with the support of my teachers and my parents, I managed to get here. Even my classmates played a big part in that by explaining lessons to me, partnering up with me for projects, and even starting a friendly rivalry with me, Natalie. All of this was a metaphorical wind beneath my wings that allowed me to fly farther than I ever dreamed. Another example of not knowing how far we could fly can be found in the famous outdoor ed trips ran by Mr. Steele. An entire week jam-packed with teenage drama, nature-filled activities, and lifelong memories. Yet, before these trips, my mom would always fret and worry because I never stayed away from home for so long. She'd constantly say that she wasn't going to let me go on these trips. In the end, I went on both trips, even when I was really scared and just put on a brave face to spite my mom. After those trips, I realized that I was strong enough to survive in nature, even with watered-down juice and no Wi-Fi. Similarly, performing arts day, while not being my favorite, certainly did push my classmates and me to better our performance skills and spread our wings. Though I was constantly nervous and anxious before performing, there was no way out of it, and I eventually had to drag myself up on stage to perform. But all those times of performing The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air really paid off, because without it, I wouldn't have had the confidence and courage to deliver this speech today. Especially in the realm of extracurricular activities, none of us had any idea how far we could fly until we tried it out and spread our wings. We never received a book directing us on what we had to do, so we ended up trying things out and just going with it. Personally, I learned and fell in love with the game of basketball, but my first ever cross-country practice was a complete disaster. This story begins with me about to enter the 6th grade. My mom wanted me to sign up for at least 2 sports so I could make some friends and get some exercise. Even though I was extremely unathletic and started panting after running a few feet, I decided to sign up for the cross-country team. Soon, my first ever cross-country practice rolled around the corner. I was filled with innocent excitement, unaware of what was to come. The team and I started to walk down to where we ran, and we took off. The first 20 seconds of that run felt amazing. I felt like a superstar running with my friends on the streets of Westchester. But then, that awful, wretched 21st second came. I started to get out of breath. I started to slow down. The rest of practice felt like an eternity of slowly crawling my way back to campus. Pretty soon, my parents picked me up and we went home. The entire weekend, I was sore and had a fever and was periodically taking Advils. Even though my dad teased me and my grandma begged my mom to stop torturing me by making me run, I kept going. I ended up continuing cross-country for 3 years, despite my initial failures. If I had quit, I would never have been able to spread my metaphorical wings and make so many fun memories with my friends. To wrap this speech up, I wanted to give the class of 2020 some advice. After spending the entirety of my childhood with you guys, I have 100% faith that you guys will all do great things in life and become successful. I encourage you to carry yourself with confidence, because confidence is the key that will open so many doors of opportunity in life. And when that door of opportunity opens, walk right in. Do not let the fear of failure or rejection be the reason why you didn't unlock and walk into that door. Failure and rejection are only temporary, but the feeling of regret is eternal. So, in the wise words of one of my personal heroes, Mr. Michael Gary Scott, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And if you ever happen to fall after walking through that door, you can bet that your Westchester Lutheran family and I will come and pick you up. So good luck, and as Mr. James would say, keep it fresh, class of 2020.
Hi, my name is Nick Barner. Class of 2020. Today we celebrate the successful completion of our journey at Westchester Lutheran School. Isn't it ironic that we celebrate the end of a journey at a commencement ceremony, signifying the beginning of yet another journey? It is at this point that we hear the wise words of Grandmaster Jedi Yoda. Journey life is, destination it is not. Exactly where will this journey take us, and how will we know when we get there? I believe that a quality education is the bridge that leads us from poverty to prosperity. So what does it mean to be well educated? I arrived at WLS as a preschooler, human clay, readily moldable, blindly trusting that I would make a marketable commodity at the end of a journey. Unfortunately, I did not have Yoda's wisdom, but luckily, WLS did. And I realized that my time here was only the commencement of a journey towards intellectual curiosity. WLS provided an inclusive environment fostering authenticity, competence, and self-awareness. This has firmly put us on the path of becoming well-educated. For me, competence is the key ingredient. It's hard to be yourself and have the wherewithal to be self-aware and self-confident when you lack competence. As I reflect on my WLS journey down the yellow brick road in search of competence from preschool to present, there are distinct moments where I clearly see my ascension up the hierarchy of competence towards becoming well-educated. In preschool, I was clearly at the lowest level of competence, otherwise known as unconscious incompetence. I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't know what questions to ask. I was just happy to graduate to kindergarten because my legs were too long for the cots we took naps on. So, I faked like I was asleep for 30 minutes each day. The next level of competence hit me like a brick. It was the 4th grade in Miss Anderson's class. I clearly understood that I was not in Kansas anymore, and that there was so much to learn. Fortunately, she cared about us so much that she would not let us fail, although she pushed us right to the edge before extending a lifeline. I had entered the world of conscious incompetence. I knew and understood what I didn't know, and had to make a choice: study and take responsibility for my actions for the outcome. The transition from 4th grade to present landed me in the murky waters of navigating independence and responsibility. You're old enough to know right from wrong, but not mature enough to act accordingly. In the world of conscious competence, an extreme amount of focus for a prolonged duration is needed to thrive. You know what you know and how to do many things, but executing does not occur without conscious thought. Organizing the various tasks presented in middle school, combined with that thing called puberty, requires conscious competence to work overtime. The final level of competence that I have yet to achieve is unconscious competence. The best example of unconscious competence is Michael Jordan in Game 7 of any NBA championship. He has had so much practice with a skill that has become second nature and can be performed without thinking. I believe my time at WLS has laid the foundation for a successful transition to rigorous studies resulting in occasional flirtations with unconscious competence at the high school level. A high level of intellectual curiosity and concern for the entire human race has been instilled. Most importantly, I know who's driving the bus, and the man above needs no directions. Congratulations, class of 2020. May the force be with you.
Hi, I'm Jackie Oldorp from WLS's graduating class of 2016. I would first like to thank Mrs. Ingestov for welcoming me back to give a word of advice to the graduates. Congratulations, you did it. To the class of 2020, I know how difficult it has been in regard to the unfortunate turn of events. However, in the face of these unprecedented times, you were able to push forward and finish your last few months of middle school, adapting and making the most of your situation. Such a demonstration of courage and perseverance speaks volumes to the character of your class, testifying to your strength and ability to overcome obstacles that may come your way in the future. I remember the excitement and nervousness I felt when I was in your place 4 years ago. I had grown up with many of my classmates since kindergarten, and we had grown so close we were like family. We had made so many memories together, like searching for the gingerbread man in kindergarten, the trade show in 8th grade, and our bonding night in Arizona. The teachers were also an integral part of my time at WLS that I will never forget. In middle school, I remember mummifying chickens with Mrs. Pac-Man and outdoor education with Mr. Steele in Catalina, Yosemite, and Arizona. By the end of our time, the teachers and faculty had guided us on the path for a successful future and prepared us for the next chapter of our lives, as I am sure they have for you. Looking back, high school has been a transformative time in my life. It's a place where you'll grow, meet new people, and create relationships and memories that you will have forever. Starting out as freshmen, you won't know where your journey will lead you or who you will become, but that's okay. During the next 4 years, you will discover your interests and passions and eventually find your own voice. My first piece of advice would be to step out of your comfort zone. In addition to the long nights of studying, high school is filled with opportunities for new experiences and friendships. You will grow so much by trying new things and challenging yourself, whether it's taking honors or AP classes or joining clubs that interest you. You never know what you will get out of your high school experience or what you will learn from it unless you take a chance and open yourself up to make mistakes. So go ahead and try something new. You may discover a new interest or find out what you don't like, which is equally as valuable in helping you define what you want to do in the future. My next piece of advice is to relax and to not put too much pressure on yourself. You will have to put in a lot of work and dedication to achieve your goals, but it's also important to enjoy your time and make meaningful friendships and lasting memories. Cherish the moments you have during high school, as they will all go by in the blink of an eye. I know that it has for me. As long as you're involved in activities and putting your time and effort into your interests and passions, everything will work out in the end. Just remember to make the most of your time while you're there, and, of course, have fun. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hello, my name is Chibuza Biosa, Uza for short, and I'm a proud alumna of the WLS class of 2012. First and foremost, I'm wishing everyone good health and peace, both during and beyond the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of us have faced tremendous losses, from milestone celebrations, graduation for example, to jobs to, most importantly, loved ones. Now, more than ever, it's essential to support one another, however we can. Last month, I graduated from Yale University, and just 8 years ago, I sat where you all sit today, perched on the edge of your high school journey. At our graduation ceremony, I gave a speech on Go Light Your World. What a song. Do you guys still sing that song? I hope so. I feel honored to have been given another opportunity to share my thoughts with another graduating class. But of course, the world was very, very different back then. Our president was Barack Obama, the first Black president of the United States of America. The Hunger Games and Twilight series rocked my literary and cinematic worlds. And the summer after graduation, I watched world-class athletes compete against one another at the 2012 London Olympics on TV. While I would certainly miss Westchester Lutheran, I looked toward the future with excitement and zeal. To say things are different now would be a huge understatement. I won't sugarcoat my perspective. The world we're graduating into feels pretty bleak. COVID-19 rages around us, and many of us had settled into a new normal, characterized by social distancing and mask wearing. Hospitals have been overrun with patients, large gatherings have been canceled, and the 2020 Summer Olympics has been postponed. Racism rages around us too. Last Monday, ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin callously murdered George Floyd, an unarmed and handcuffed Black man, while 3 other officers aided and abetted his crime. Protesters have taken to the streets, and the entire nation has been called upon to witness and to engage. These catastrophes have shown that the United States is experiencing a crisis of courageous, compassionate leadership. And worse, we are experiencing a crisis of complicity. One of my favorite TV show characters is Parks and Recreation's Leslie Knope, an earnest, goofy government employee who leads her local Parks and Recreation department. Hands down, she's one of my role models. In one episode, she confidently says the following: "No one achieves anything alone." While this statement has positive connotations on the show, I believe it applies to our failing political and governmental systems as well. Public officials with immense power are leading our country toward collapse by sowing division and peddling harmful conspiracies. We are witnessing the dangers of enabling passive, complicit leaders at the local, state, and federal level. To progress, to pursue a brighter future for the U.S. and the world, we'll need leaders with integrity, moral courage, and compassion. Furthermore, we'll need to cultivate a global citizenry that prioritizes the public good over profit and values the well-being of our planet over personal interests. So I ask you now, what kind of leaders will you be? And while leadership is important, so is being a principled, critical follower. What kind of follower will you be? Challenging the status quo isn't easy. Going against the grain requires bravery, intention, and steadfastness. And so I want to leave you with a few pieces of advice. Number one, pay it forward. Remember my Leslie Knope quotation? I'll reiterate. No one achieves anything alone. I would not be standing before you today, well, sitting, without the many, many people who supported me and encouraged me to grow and to become a better version of myself each and every day. My family, my teachers, my friends, my coaches, my colleagues, all of these people have supported me and assisted me on my personal, professional, and academic journeys. I urge you to embrace a gracious lifestyle. Embrace gratitude. Make a conscious effort to find personal mentors and advocates. Thank them often and prioritize giving back. Number two, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Mother Teresa, a Catholic saint, stated, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." Check on your loved ones, open doors for strangers, and volunteer in your communities. I believe many of us take each other's kindness for granted, even though small expressions of kindness and love, when multiplied, make a significant difference. Number three, stand for something or fall for everything. As you navigate your way through high school, college, and adulthood, you'll be faced with many decisions. While the singular moments of your life might not define who you are, I believe the aggregate does. Figure out what you believe in and why. Figure out who and what you'll defend and why. Educate yourself, seek diverse perspectives, and develop your own viewpoints. Then act on them. And please, when you turn 18, vote. The international response to George's murder has galvanized me and many others to reject small-scale and large-scale racial injustice. Thousands of people have taken a stand against racism and police brutality. These inspiring protesters, many of them young, like you, are our future. You, all of you, are our future. I encourage you to make decisions that reflect a commitment to making the world a kinder, safer, fairer, and more sustainable place for everyone. I encourage you to take risks, to admit your mistakes and learn from them, and to harness your individual and collective power to lift others up. While the road ahead remains uncertain, I am confident that if you lean on your principles and stand by your values, you'll figure out a path forward. Good luck, graduates, and congratulations. I wish you and your loved ones peace, happiness, and good health. Thank you.
So, we all made it to the end. I'm really proud of all of us, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that this has been a long road full of twists and turns. And while that was hard, we all made it through and have grown as people and students throughout our years at Westchester Lutheran. Though I could go on about our class as a whole, this speech is dedicated to the people behind the scenes, the people that have helped us through our toughest times and have cheered us on, encouraging us all to be our best selves. I'm talking about our parents. One of the things I am most grateful for is that my parents have given me the opportunity to go to and afford private school. Through private school, I have learned great moral values as well as acquired a sense of good work ethic. Being in such a small pool of people to socialize in, I'm eternally thankful that I, as well as my peers, have grown up in a school setting that is very anti-hate as well as very accepting. These experiences will influence me and my decisions as I go through high school and even on to college. Another blessing my parents have given me is their supportiveness. I can wholeheartedly say, without my parents' support, I would not be where I am today. They will always be there for me in whatever choices I make and encourage me to be the best person I can be. For example, I was going through a lot last year, and my mom was always there to listen to my troubles and help me find solutions to my problems. They were, are, and will always be there to cheer me on throughout all my victories and losses as a person. As the legendary Kobe Bryant once said, "My parents are my backbone, still are. They're the only group that will support you if you score 0 or if you score 40. Our parents are here to support us through thick and thin, and they will always be there for us with their unconditional love. So many good things will come all of our ways through them. Thank you."
Fellow graduates, hi. Yes, it's me, Morgan. It's the end. We're graduating. We're leaving Westchester Lutheran School and entering the high school of our choice. Every end is a new beginning. It's nerve-wracking. I know this is because I'm experiencing this too. Reflecting on the past. We all reflect and remember. It's human. We remember all the good memories and may call these the good old days, but don't dwell too long. If you anchor yourself in the past, you may not be able to move forward. Use the past to reflect, remember, and learn. These memories are not an escape from reality. Rather, they are blueprints to build a better future for yourself, but most importantly, for others. Questioning the future. Everyone thinks of what will happen. Whether positive or negative, it's natural to think of what will. The same rules apply. If you keep thinking about the future and not focus on the present, you cloud your chance of a possible great future. Use the future as a guide for what you strive for. The present leads to the future. The outcome of a positive future demands action in the present. So why am I telling you of why you should think in the present? I'm telling you this because of the circumstances of the world and the time period of life which we find ourselves in right now. We are in a transition period. We are leaving what we know behind and entering a place of new knowledge and experiences. In a way, we're starting over again, making new friends, learning what other people do in our new schools, adapting and settling in an all-new environment. This is a fragile period. You don't know where you fit in, and the social distancing makes it all the worse. Don't get caught up in mindless dreams of what could be and hope that things would go back to normal. Focus on the present and how you can make the transition smooth. It's important for me to see all my fellow graduates be successful, whether I knew you since preschool or just as 8th grade. So instead of thinking or hoping for a better future, take action. Show the world who you are. Show the world the great people who I know you are. With that, I want to thank our teachers, thank our parents, thank all of Westchester Lutheran School's faculty and staff, and just thank everyone. You brought us this far, and I know you will keep pushing us on forever. Lastly, there's this quote from Master Oogway in Kung Fu Panda, the movie, that has stuck with me throughout the years. Yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today's a gift. That is why they call it the present. Knowing that I have friends and family who support me, cheer me on, and who will be there for me during tough times, I can truly say that today is a gift, and a welcome one. So, on behalf of the class of 2020, Westchester Lutheran School graduates, thank you.